Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome to your new favorite place on the internet. My name is Bella. My name is Bella and I use my hands a lot to speak. I hope you don't mind. I feel like if I don't use my hands while I'm talking, it feels like I'm not really even communicating. So I hope you don't mind, because today I actually really want to talk about these books, these specific books I have owned for a very long time and I have not read them yet. Actually, that's not true. Why am I lying? The books that I want to talk to you guys about today are books that I am challenging myself to read before the year ends, and if I don't read them before 2024 is over, I have to get rid of them. I did this in 2023 and I had to unhaul one book that I did not read from that list, which I am very ashamed of. Actually, I'm not. Like, once again, I'm lying. I feel like my reading tastes, they develop and they evolve alongside my own character development. And if at one point in my life I wanted to read a book and then I no longer want to, that's fine. So yeah, that's kind of what happened with that one book that I had to get, that I had to say goodbye to because I just didn't get around to reading it. If you're wondering, it's The Vampire Lestat. I don't know, I kept saying that I wanted to read it and then I just never did. And I think that was kind of like a wake-up call to be like, maybe I actually don't want to read it. So anyways, today I have a couple of books that have been on my TBR for years. At this point, I do have some recent additions that were gifts, and I also have some manga which are probably going to go by very quickly. But most of the books on this list, they're classics, because classics are obviously the books that take the longest time for me to read, whether they be because they're dense or they're intimidating or I'm just not in the mood for them. Yeah, so let's just get right onto it. I think I'm going to start with mangas just because I feel like it's really obvious what manga I'm going to be talking about. And like compared to the last time that I did my entire physical TBR video, I feel like I've done a pretty good job at reading most of the volumes that I had unread of One Piece, because out of the entire pile that I had in the previous video, I now have 3 unread volumes, and yeah, I'm missing, 2 volumes in between, and that's the only reason that I haven't read these volumes. If I would have had those 2 volumes, I would have read these alongside the other volumes that I read at the beginning of the year. Right now, I'm currently not trying to spend any money on books, so that's the only reason that I haven't gotten the missing volumes, but I will. It's going to happen. These aren't going to be on my TBR for much longer, and I'm very, very excited because apparently this is Whole Cake, which I recently finished watching on the anime, and I think this is Wano, which I recently started on the anime. I officially reached episode 900 2 days ago. Me and Sunny, everybody say hi Sunny, we have been losing our minds. We watched Dressrosa. I know this video is not about One Piece, but I just have to talk about it because my life is not complete if I don't mention One Piece in every conversation that I have. But anyways, we literally watched Dressrosa and the Whole Cake Island arc in February, and now we're in Wano. We're going a little bit crazy, but like in the best way possible. And we are literally 195 episodes away from getting like caught up to the anime, which is extremely exciting, but also terrifying because like, what am I gonna do when I can't binge 26 episodes in one day? Like, how is my life going to feel complete without doing that? But anyways, yeah, so these are the 3 unread One Piece volumes that I currently own. I will be owning 2 more, hopefully soon, but I don't know when that is going to be. So, oh my god, it's pudding. Okay, yeah, lovely. Yeah. So yeah, not much on the manga front. I've been really good at keeping just like up to date with all of the mangas that I've been receiving. I recently received, I wasn't able to show this to you guys because I put it on a Patreon vlog, but I recently, oh my god, this is huge. I recently received this behemoth of a book. It's Berserk and it's the deluxe edition. This is volume 1. Not me being white now, hello. This deluxe edition includes volumes 1, 2, and 3 of Berserk. And this is a horror fantasy manga series that is beloved by so many people, and it has been recommended to me by a lot of people as well, and I'm finally jumping on the bandwagon. I read it in one sitting. I honestly don't know how I did that. Like, how did I read like 600 pages in one sitting? I don't understand. It's probably because of this man, Guts. I love him. Actually, do I? I don't know if I love him, but I do love just like seeing him murder people and getting what he wants. So that's been really exciting. That's not even part of this video. I don't know why I showed it to you guys, but anyways, the next book that I really want to read, and I'm probably going to be reading it in March, but I've also been saying that I'm going to read this since the beginning of February and I still haven't picked it up. So like, what is the truth? That book is He Who Drowned the World, written by Shelley Parker Chan. This is the sequel to She Who Became the Sun. I reread She Who Became the Sun in January just to prepare for my read of He Who Drowned the World. So tell me why I still haven't picked it up. I mean, I know why, but I'm just like upset that I haven't started this yet, because I can feel the memories of She Who Became the Sun fading into non-existence, and I'm just like freaking out a little bit about that. But it's okay, because I have my friend Sunny, and she also read it recently, so that she can just remind me if I forget something, anything at all, like any little detail, she'll tell me. So it's okay. We have a buddy system going on. We're going to be okay. If you don't know, I loved She Who Became the Sun. I mean, I loved it so much that I read it twice, and I'm really excited for this sequel, but I'm also kind of scared because it's not one of those stories where you can feel a happy ending coming. Like, you know that these characters are not going to have a good future. It's kind of like the Poppy War series, where you know that these characters, they've just done too much and they have caused too much suffering for them to get like a proper happy ending. So I'm really scared about like the fate of these characters that I've come to love and adore, and just like, I've spent so much time with them. I don't really want to say goodbye to them, but at the same time, I'm ready. I think I will be ready. Yes. The next two books that I have, these are probably the oldest books that I have on my TBR. I've been saying that I'm going to read these books for ages, and I just don't, because I don't know. Okay, this first one, which you guys will already know because I've mentioned them in previous videos, The Iliac Crest by Cristina Rivera Garza. I think the only reason, I think I also said this, but like, I just need to remind myself, because yeah, this is going to be the last time that I repeat myself. The next time you see this book, it's either going to be on an unhaul pile or on a read pile. There is no in between. So anyways, the reason that I haven't picked this up is because when I first mentioned it, somebody said that I should read it in its original language, which is Spanish. But the thing is, I already have the English version, and I don't want to spend money on another copy when I don't even know if I'm going to like this book. I was debating on whether or not I should read it in its original language, since I can read Spanish, since I am Dominican. But then I was like, girl, can we, I'm just gonna read it in English, and if I like it, I'm going to reread it in Spanish. I'm sorry to my Latina girlies. Like, I even have tabs for it. Like, I'm ready to start this journey. I just haven't, because I'm a little bit scared. Like, yeah, it's tiny. It has like less than 150 pages, but I'm just scared because this is a recommendation from Emmy, and Emmy and I aren't known for our similar reading tastes. Like, a lot of the books that I love, she doesn't like, and then the books that she loves, I don't like. So, and yeah, she's my favorite booktuber, so like, make it make sense. I don't know, but yeah, so I'm scared. I'm trying to keep an open mind, but yeah, Marty, I'm scared. And then the other book, which again is another recommendation from Emmy, and again, I already have the tabs inside this book. Like, I'm ready to get it started. I just haven't, because I did try to read it once and I was so confused. I was like, I'm sorry, I think I'm too stupid for this book, which honestly, it kind of happens a lot. Like, yeah, I've read a couple of pretty iconic and classic books, but there are still books that when I try to read them, I feel like I'm not prepared for them. I feel like my brain is not good enough for that book, which sounds ridiculous, but it's an honest thought that I have. I cannot be the only person that feels this way. Anyways, comment down below what books have made you feel stupid. I would love to know. But yeah, the other book that was also an Emmy recommendation is Frankenstein in Baghdad, written by Ahmed Sadawi. Yes. From the rubble-strewn streets of US-occupied Baghdad, Hadi, a scavenger and an oddball fixture at a local cafe, collects human body parts and stitches them together to create a corpse. His goal, he claims, is for the government to recognize the parts as people and to give them their proper burial. But when the corpse goes missing, a wave of eerie murders sweeps the city. I'm sorry, that sounds... not me being surprised that this book sounds amazing. Damn, not me wanting to read this book right now. Hello? This has to happen. It will happen because now I'm genuinely like, my excitement for this book has come back, which I haven't felt excitement for this book in a very long time. So yes, wow. Wait, my legs are falling asleep. I'm so sorry. I do. Okay, like, you know what I mean? Like, the next unread books are all classics, and I have 5 unread classics. But here's the thing, okay, here's the truth. This is just me, you know, gal to gal, being completely and utterly transparent. I'm only looking forward to like maybe 3 of the 5 books. And if I'm being brutally honest, I'm only looking forward to 1. Like, I technically want to read all of these books, most of these books. Yeah, okay, let's just get into the books. The first classic on this pile, actually, yeah, I am excited to read this one because I've always wanted to read a book by this Bronte sister that is almost virtually never spoken about, and that is Anne Bronte, and she wrote The Tenant of Wildfell Hall. Again, this is a book that I've been saying that I'm going to read ever since I received it, because this was actually a gift from Catherine. So Catherine, if you're watching, thank you so much. I've read the other Bronte sisters books. Bronte sisters books? I've read, why is the plural confusing me? I've read the other Bronte sisters books, but I still haven't read one from Anne Bronte, and I feel like I just need to complete the trifecta, okay? It doesn't make my brain feel right, the fact that I haven't read this book, so I really want to get to it, and I have heard pretty interesting things about this book, and I even like separated it. Like, I put myself just daily goal, not daily because that is a lot of pages, but I think it's divided by 15 chapters. Oh no, every 100. What did I do? Girl, the way that I don't even remember what I did, I don't know. I don't know why I did the things that I did in the past. I'm a different person, okay? I need to read it this year. Otherwise, I'm going to have to unhaul it, because I've been saying that I'm going to read this book since last year, and the fact that I still haven't read it, like, what does that say about me? You know what I mean? Like, I want to be a woman of my word. And if I keep saying that I'm going to read this book and then I never do, that speaks volumes of my character, and I don't want it to. So the next book, which is probably the one that I am most excited to get to, like out of this entire pile, I'm really, really excited to get to this one because a lot of my Patreons love this book and they've been raving about this book, and I just need to see what all the fuzz is about, because apparently John Steinbeck's East of Eden is a masterpiece, and I want to know why. I want to experience this book the way that all of my Patreons did, and I want to share annotations. I want to cry over this book. I want to, like, I just want to experience this book, okay? I want to understand why so many of my simpers loved this book, and I feel like I will love it too, because I have read Steinbeck's Grapes of Wrath, and even though it wasn't like a favorite classic, I still really enjoyed it, and I found it very educational, and I learned a lot about American history, like even more than I would have ever learned in high school. So I feel like Steinbeck writes very clearly, and it's very easy to understand what he's trying to tell us, but he also paints a very beautiful picture, but at the same time it's just like very honest and very raw and very distinct. I don't know. I just remember that I really liked the way that he portrays a story and the way that he describes these characters and makes them feel so realistic. So I am very excited to read East of Eden. I have started. I mean, I read the first 5 pages, and I do have like this one tab. Here it is. That's kind of all I underlined, and then I just kind of never really picked it back up again. Not because I wasn't enjoying it, but just because I wasn't I have no excuse. I'm trying to look for an excuse, but I literally have zero excuses for why I didn't continue reading this. The next classic we have here is by Charles Dickens, and it is Oliver Twist. The power of Dickens is so amazing that the reader at once becomes his captive. I don't think that's true. Not me debunking this random reviewer's piece, but it does take me a while to get into Dickens's, I'm really struggling with plurals today, I don't know why, but anyways, it takes me a while to get into this author's stories because yeah, like just getting to know the characters and getting to know the world and like getting to know sort of like the atmosphere of what's going on. Yeah, it does take me a while to get into his stories. But I do agree that once you get into it, like after the first 100 pages, yeah, sure, for sure. I don't know what I'm saying, I'm so sorry. I have heard that this is a pretty good book. I don't know why I haven't picked it up. I think it's because the last Charles Dickens book that I read before I read the collection of Christmas stories was Great Expectations, and I was disappointed. Like my expectations for that book were just way too high. After I read A Tale of Two Cities, which was fantastic, I cried. I was expecting the same type of experience with Great Expectations, and when I didn't get it, I was like, oh my goodness, I was all wrong. Maybe Charles Dickens is not so amazing for me. But I think enough time has passed. I feel like I can go into this book with a clear mind, an open heart, and just accept whatever it is that the author did with this book. I mean, it has to be a classic for a reason, okay? Like this book cannot stand the test of time for no reason, so I have to read it and just make my own mind about what I think about Charles Dickens. I don't know when I'm going to be reading it though, but it has to be before 2024 ends, otherwise I need to get rid of it and I don't really want to. This next book is gorgeous. Theoretically, I am very excited to read this book. The thing is, it's just very daunting because it's so long and like the format of the story, I've never read a book like this before and it's just very daunting, but it's one of those classics that again has been mentioned over and over again in so many other pieces of media. Like it was even mentioned in Gossip Girl, and I was like, that's kind of the main reason that I was like, oh right, I have that book and I still haven't read it, and it's Ovid's Metamorphoses. This doesn't look like that big of a book, but this has 650 pages, give or take. And the thing is, it's like this giant epic poem, so this is the type of format that the story has, and I've never read something like this. It's just very scary, okay? It's very, very scary. As you can see, I did like separate a couple of daily goals. As you can see, I never reached them. But like the sentiment was there, okay? Like I had the initiative of reading this book. I didn't go through with it because I was scared. Like, come on, it's scary, okay? Like it's just like this giant epic, and it's supposed to be about like the entirety of just like life, I think, and it's the story of gods and just Greek mythology really, because we have the story of Daedalus and Icarus, Pyramus and Thisbe. Yeah, like for sure. I really, really want to read this. It's just that I am so hyper aware of the fact that this is going to take me months to finish. And I don't know if I'm ready for that type of commitment. Like I don't think I'm ready for that. And I also don't want to push myself to read this book, even though I really want to. It's not like it's a priority right now, but I don't want to get rid of it. But I feel like if I don't start this in April, I won't have enough time to finish it. That's just kind of like where my mind is at the moment. Every time I look at that book, my anxiety just spikes, and I don't know how to control that. I'm sorry. Like, I'm really trying out here, but I'm not trying that hard. The last book, and this is probably the one that I would say I am the least excited about, because am I really excited? Am I really interested in this book? The answer is TBD. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to say no, I'm not interested, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure I'm not. You know what I mean? So that book is The Romance of The Romance of Three Kingdoms, written by Luo Guanzhong? Yes. So this is like an epic of warlords, schemers, heroes, and villains battling for the throne, dramatizing the violent destruction of the Han dynasty in the 2nd century and the tumultuous rise of 3 kingdoms vying to dominate China. This has 118 chapters. That's crazy behavior. But it does have a couple of illustrations, and we love when books do that, so like kudos to them for including that. But this has 613 pages. Como que not that. Oh my god, I had never seen that happen, but like this is the note that came with the gift, and it like completely faded. Like I can't see a single thing. Actually, I can. Bella, where the hell have you been, Loca? I literally cannot read a single letter from this faded. I hate that. That's so sad. Like, how can I prevent this from happening to my other notes? This has literally, I have never seen this. This is crazy behavior. This is definitely in the bottom of my priority list. I'm not completely giving up on the idea of reading this, but just now, like right this second, I'm not going to be picking it up, and that's okay. So let's see. I think I should show you guys what my priorities are. I feel like that would be fun. So this is going to go from like least important to most important. So this is probably the last book that I'm going to be reading from this pile. And then it's probably Ovid's Metamorphoses, Oliver Twist, Tenant of Wildfell Hall, the Iliac Crest for sure. Like, yeah, I want to read it, but it's not like, you know what I mean? Ooh, between Frankenstein and East of Eden, who do I want to read more? East of Eden, Frankenstein and Baghdad, and then I'm going to put the One Piece volumes here because I do need to buy more volumes before I can read these. So it's not that they're low priority, it's just that I literally cannot continue reading them. And then the very next book that I'm definitely going to be picking up, like maybe as soon as March starts, because February is basically over. Well, by the time that you're watching this, it's already March. So best believe that I'm already reading this book, and it is He Who Drowned the World. So this is the order in which I'm hopefully going to be reading these books. Obviously, I also have my Kindle. Ooh, do you guys want to know what I have on my Kindle? Like, I don't have that many books, but I could also share my Kindle TBR because I do have a handful of books that I'm really excited for. I'm definitely going to be reading them soon. Hold up. So this isn't my physical TBR, but these are still books that I'm going to be reading in 2024. And I'm actually currently reading The Body Keeps the Score. I started this on the Spin the Wheel challenge that I did a couple of weeks ago, and I still haven't finished it. Not because I'm not enjoying it, but just because it's a lot of material and it's very dense, and it's not particularly exciting or enjoyable, but I am liking the fact that I'm learning so much about trauma and how it affects our body and how literally our brains and bodies change because of the things that we experience, which is, it's such an obvious statement, but like the ways in which it changes is just very fascinating for me to learn about. So yeah, I'm still reading The Body Keeps the Score. I'm 61% of the way through. Other books that I have, this is just like a quick overview. Look at it, it's so pretty. We love her. The next book that I'm probably going to be reading is Either Or by Alif Batuman. I have read another book by this author and I really didn't like it. I gave it 2 stars and that book was The Idiot. But I have heard, once again, I've heard great things about Either Or. So I think I'm going to be giving this author a second chance and just like keep my expectations very, very low. I also have this book that I found just while I was looking through Instagram, and it's called Temporary by Hilary Leacher. I feel like I can only mention these books because I don't really actually know what they're about. I just kind of got them because they looked interesting and because people that I trust have said that they are very good. So there we go. I also have Terrace Story by the same author, and I think this is like a collection of short stories. I've been enjoying reading short stories or like collections of short stories because it's just really satisfying to read them and to get a taste of the different types of stories that one author can come up with, or like a collection of authors. It's like a nice way to get a taste of their mind and their brains. I don't know. I really like short story collections. So Terrace Story is one of them. I also have, I don't even know if I'm going to read this book, but I did see someone on TikTok recommending it. And I know that TikTok is not known for its great book recommendations, but this particular TikTok, it had like a list of books, and I had read every single book on that list except for this one. So a part of my brain was like, we need to read this book so that I can say that I've read all of these books, even though it literally does not matter. It's a silly, goofy TikTok. The birds agree. Exactly. Say it loud and clear. Yeah, so that book is Things We Hide from the Light. Babes, are we good? This is actually like a companion novel to IVO, Things We Never Said to Each Other, Things We Never Said, Things We Never Say, you know what I mean? It's like it's like that one book, and I read it last year, I think like in January, and I actually enjoyed it. It's not like my new favorite thing, but it was an enjoyable time while I was reading it. And then the sequel came out last year, and I just never got around to reading it. But I do have it there whenever I'm in the mood for those types of books. It's just there for me. I also have Lonely Castle in the Mirror, but I have heard quite contrary opinions. Like, I have a couple of friends that are like, you're going to love this, it's incredible, it's amazing. But then I also have other friends which know my reading taste just like a tiny bit more, and they're like, it's very slow paced, the characters are beautiful and amazing, and the atmosphere is wonderful, but I don't think you're going to like it. So like, what is the truth? You know what I mean? Like, I kind of want to read this book just to see who knows me better. Not that it's a competition, but like, you know, listen, my brain works in mysterious ways. I don't really understand how it works. I just kind of go along with it, if you know what I mean. Like, I don't want to upset her being me. So yeah, it's something is happening up here. I don't really know what is happening. I just kind of let it happen. But anyways, those are all of the books that I currently own that are unread. I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have a total of 11 unread books on my shelves as we speak. Which is incredible. I'm actually really happy with how consistent I've been able to keep my read to unread ratio, because I don't like having a lot of unread books. I know that some people out there, they have like 100 unread books on their shelves, and that's beautiful. That's amazing. Sometimes I actually wish I had more unread books just so that I could have more options to choose from. But for me personally, I like having like a small section of unread books because I just don't want it to get out of control. Yeah, so those are all of the books that I have unread on my shelves. I'm very excited for 2024 and all of the books that I'm planning on reading, because I haven't seen that. I actually have like a lot of cool books that I'm going to be reading this year. So let me know in the comments below how many unread books you have on your physical TBR. If you feel comfortable enough to share, this is a safe space. You can share anything as long as you follow like the YouTube guidelines and you don't break any rules and you don't make me feel bad. Yeah, so apart from that, you can share anything you want. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please remember to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. It really helps my channel out, and it helps me know that you guys enjoy the videos that I'm coming out with, which, you know, just makes me feel really nice about myself. So if you would like to make me feel happy, just leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. Like, I would love you forever. I also have a Patreon where I post exclusive content. I host readathons, reading sprints, and a monthly book club. If you want to be part of my community, the link is down below. As always, I would love to have you join my army of premium simpers. If you're still here, I just wanted to let you know that you are loved and you are appreciated, and thank you so much for being here with me today and giving me a little time of your day. It really means a lot to me, and I hope I've been able to distract you from whatever it is that's giving you anxiety, or just like, I don't know, helping bring a little bit of happiness into your life. Thank you for letting me be a part of your life, and I hope you're having a fantastic day whenever you're watching this. So thank you, goodbye, and I will definitely be seeing you next time. Bye.
Hey Jimmy, you nice, keep going.